theory, not mine, probably Carl Jung's. Our society is materialist, competitive, unequal. Despite our several surges of wisdom in the last half-century and our plagues, all my life the Democratic Party, the Labour Party have promised me and the rest of us that progress is being made. And then it all disappeared. In England in the 70s, we all seemed poor and glorious, and the bus was nearly free. My mid-teens to mid-20s were full of everything I needed and more for people even of different tastes, but not enough for some. And those people prevailed. So England began its climb out of socialism, or back out of socialism, to what it is today, because the English wanted it, or enough of them wanted it. And for those English today, England must be terrific. But threatened by Russia again, the English who think England is terrific, Russia always threatened. All my life, every few years, Russia gets dangerous, again like Mordor. These English are sure the other English, the ones who think something is wrong, are the loser English. I was there last year, it is everywhere. And the consensus here, there, and in Beijing is that this consensus is the human condition. The winners are winning, all is right in the world. Chuckle. I use England as my example because in the 70s, my 14 to 24 years, something made sense. Then it was rejected by my community. In the US too, without a socialist collective ideal, marginal tax on rich people was 70 to 90%. All wealth over a certain number of millions was taxed at that rate. Just for context, there is a try today in England to levy tax on people earning or accessing £10 million a year at 2%, not 90. And the hue and cry is deafening, naturally. That is human nature. So the critics look upon and study deeply the iniquities of the world economies. They dig deep and look around in the murk and find the most of the usual suspects, a greedy class and the corruptions that attach. The greedy class agrees and looks concerned and says, but then we're all greedy. Winners win, therefore losers lose. That's how it is. Many, many earnest people dig and sift and renovate what we know. They cover every factor, weather, productivity, MPG, bra size, geography, race, history, evil, good, Chineseness, Russianness. The sciences are applied, the sums are added with a settled assumption of what life is and humans are, but they never, ever address religion. Why? Maybe they are religious themselves or educated in sciences circumscribed by these few religions. Religions define life. They define us. We look in a book to find us. The particular few, the cults of one sect or the sects of one cult define us very simplistically, let's be honest, look in the books, badly, demeaningly. We are all born in sin, but we love it, especially the winners. I mean, the rich by winners. I don't think they've won anything. I think they are wheezing fat at the bottom of my hill. What we call religion, one God in sky that knows all, controls all, makes sense of all, the God of the rich people. They'd not be seen without him. He makes them make sense to themselves. That one, that's called religion. With a very creative line for the poor. I'm very impressed by that, Jesus, except me, apparently. Now, the rub. Since our present likely extinctions, war or warming, are imminent, and becoming more imminent every minute. The ones who admit it can, really can, the thinkers, the confused ones, think that the human defined is a construction, an indoctrination. I'd say the trembling adolescent that Monk is so obviously Musk is so obviously the petulant child that Trump is, that Biden was. God's children, a relationship God insists upon, are the symptom and the cause, that winners love and losers shake soft wrists at. I'll let that go, but that the idol founders is in capital F, were children of this lesser God, as they confess all God's children. Well, there is, of course, another human, not made of things, not capable of the ways and means of the particular definition du jour of the human, who hears you all shriek, "This is the first generation that will not do better than their parents. The sky is falling," and says, "So what?" A person for whom collectivism is not a threat to his or her individuality, a person who found her own gods everywhere and none of them were he. The one God reality doth make children of us all forever. That's in the book. He is the great emasculator. When you can admit the naturalist impulses he has stolen, your nurturings, your brother and sister sense, your protections and magnanimities, your largesses and generosities, his invention just pits you all against each other and allows the simplest to believe their purpose is to win that fight. Just look at the winners in this scenario. Are you impressed? Or is it the car that they own that moves you? Capitalism is not a system, it is an avoidance of life, rewarding its winners with facelifts. And poor thinkers do the capitalist bidding by swearing they are merely selfish when they are simply lifeless. I have no Protestant virtue, no non-materialistic Buddha, no masochist streak of denial. It's empty and boring. These are God's gifts and they are trinkets. There is no conversation in a church, no sharing of stories, just a mono trance, a trembling, and they do not feel the earth hum. The humming earth is a sin. The ancient rituals that made us whole were the first sacrileges to be burnt at stakes. It is not only that monotheism keeps you children, as a backup it makes sins of every walkabout, every exploration by every girl. It writes books of rules and stories of rules to keep you straight when the self intrudes. The measly self that is left is the one who competes, advances, distrusts all the rest, who wins a game only a few think they are playing. He goes every day to that card table while a few hardy climb in the highlands. It's all shalt nots in it. Not a why not in Christendom. This crushed specimen will compete and hoard, will destroy all collectives, will vote but cannot speak, feels threatened by every manner of foreign things. Yes, the liberal Alduvae huddlers selling goodness behind gates at inflated prices. If you have goodness, you have it free. Share it with the unsubscribed. See, it's not hard. Laws unnecessary, coercion and virtue free, no tithes, no need to be taught by the tiny tit in the pulpit. Read your own Bible, then read the other one. Compare notes. One is advertising, not lying, telling you Daddy loves you because you still need him to.